Nice job, guys. Good job,
FTC World Championships is right up there!
Like super proud of the progress you guys have made. You guys have a really bright future ahead of you guys. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. See how much you can reach. Well done. Good fight.
Welcome to the first Tech Challenge 2024 First Championships! But something just doesn't exactly feel right. Hey, Ariel. This makes us look good. Welcome to Center Stage, presented by RTX, part of the First in Show season, presented by Qualcomm. Congratulations to you, our students, on your impressive achievement. You guys are one of only 224 teams out of over 7,000 teams strong First Tech Challenge community. You guys represent 45 states, 3 Canadian provinces, 25 countries.
Wait, I didn't hear you. How are you guys? Are you happy to be here? Awesome. Well, I just wanted to stop by to briefly say congratulations on your accomplishments thus far.
Teams, y'all ready for Center Stage presented by RTX? Teams in the first match, please take the field as we get ready to start today with match number 1 of the 2023-2024 First Tech Challenge.
My name is Barry Bonsack. Today I'm serving as your master of ceremony as Ferryman Franklin. The game announcement.
I'm in 12th grade, so this is my final year on the team, and my second time at Worlds. First time was Freight Frenzy, so really awesome to be back, especially just because since like my first year on the team, it was my first year in first, I didn't really get how cool it was to get to go to Worlds and what an opportunity it was.
I'm an 11th grader at Westview High School, and this year I was the mechanical captain, so I helped lead the CAD team, fabrication, and the assembly team. So
I'm a junior at Westview High School, and I'm the software captain on the Clueless.
And it was my third year on the team, so I joined in Freight Frenzy.
I was involved. I got recruited on the Clueless last summer, so the summer of 2022, I believe.
I joined this team last year, so I started in the beginning of Power Play, and this is my second year on the team.
So I heard about the Clueless from my friend Isaac. We're both friends at school, and he told me about how he was on his robotics team. So I applied during about the middle of the season.
So I joined Clueless when I was in 7th grade, like the summer between 7th grade and 8th grade. And
this is my first year with the Clueless and first in general. I've never done like FLL or FRC before, and I'm a current junior in high school.
So I was recruited from GarageBot last year. So I joined the team over the summer, and I was able to work with the team during the off season. I do mainly CAD, but also a lot of the mechanical stuff.
How I got on the team this year was my brother had gotten onto the team for hardware, and I was also interested in looking into another community team that was a little more competitive. So I also applied to join the Clueless, and we were both accepted onto the team earlier this year.
I first joined this team because I was interested in robotics, and I had some previous experience in FLL, but I didn't really know that much about FTC because
So last year, it was basically very new team. Lots of new members, lots of new recruits, and the goal last year, I think, was just to get those people up to speed so that we could be more competitive this year.
Last year was pretty rough. In the beginning, we made a lot of mistakes with the design and the build, and everything was kind of a mess, I feel like, from last year.
I'm actually very thankful for having last year, because I think that was a very important season for all of us to kind of develop our skills and learn how to work with one another more effectively. We went from a team of 15 people all the way down to 4 remaining members.
It was practically a new team. We had to run an off-season challenge to train the new members and get them familiar, as well as run a fairly sizable recruitment effort.
Yeah, so it was pretty tumultuous coming in as a new member, and everybody else was a new member, and I guess because we had been told about the team's great accomplishments, like going to Worlds the year before I had been recruited, it was sort of a lot to live up to. So I kind of felt like I was kind of obligated to give my best.
It's been going great. This year it's super cool to see some of the newer members on the team, like Ruben, Danielle, and just watch them grow into the role and grow into the Clueless team.
It's really cool that we made it to Worlds on my first year. I feel like it's just quite an experience, and it's one in a lifetime, and it's really rare.
I didn't know that much about FTC, but then I joined the team, and there's so much people with a lot of experience already, and they taught me so much, and I feel like I've just grown so much throughout the season.
I definitely learned a lot of technical skills from the off-season challenge, and from talking to alums from the team. For example, PJ helped us a lot, and Michael, looking at his design, and was very, very helpful. And doing, for example, last year we did review sessions with Michael, and that definitely helped to continue the Clueless legacy, because we were able to learn from the old teams, and we were able to carry that knowledge on.
I'm pretty sure I saw a lot of people saying the Clueless were falling off, and then I guess once we made it to Worlds this year, I kind of felt validated, right? It was good to live up to a name, but also establish the new team as a force to be sort of reckoned with.
We are going to have a very similar scenario to Freight Frenzy, where a lot of our current juniors are going to be graduating next year. So I think our main goal is going to be recruiting younger members, getting them caught up to speed, just like me when I joined back in 9th grade, and making sure that we have the next leaders of the team carrying on the generation and the legacy.
Regionals is always fun every year. I just like getting to meet teams and just getting to talk to teams, but especially this year because like setting the world record, qualifying for Worlds, it felt so surreal.
It was a really cool experience because it was my first time, so I didn't really know how things worked at the league meets.
One of the things I worked a lot with was our Unity Robotics initiative, working with FLL teams and mentoring those FLL teams. So as I've mentioned, like I've never had FLL experience before, but working with those FLL kids and kind of learning from them as well, of just first in general, was one of my favorite parts.
For example, like our UCSD CAD workshop, I helped like reach out to the people at UCSD and the students to help organize this workshop. We did it with EDGE, which is some program for girls in high school girls in STEM in our area.
Like our team is really tight knit, I would say, and it's like a family here, and we always just hang out and have a good time, and we're all friends here.
We're all very close this year. I guess I'm just pretty proud of this team. You know, from where we came, last year, not making it to Worlds, but I think we bounced back really well.
I'm really happy to be here at Worlds. I was in San Diego when my brother was at Worlds on Clueless, and it was really cool to see him gone and the team do really well. I really want this to happen for the second time so that I get to experience what he did.
Yeah, I was actually rewatching the film a few days ago, and I think it was very stressful to say the least. You know, we were standing on the grand stages, playing against other top teams in the world, who've obviously worked very hard. I actually thought we had won that match after, so you could see me in the background celebrating, but turns out we didn't. I thought it was pretty disappointing at first, but on the flight back home from that year, I was really able to reflect on my journey. And just throughout this 3-year journey, I was able to learn so much, meet so many new people, and get second in the world.
Scoring the world record at regionals, it was really exciting to see all our hard work pay off, and a big accomplishment, especially considering that we went 0-6 at our first tournament, which didn't look very good for us, but we were able to persevere and not only do very well at a regional, but score that world record.
So that was semifinals match 1, and when we were partnered with Roboctopi, we knew that we had a really strong chance of setting a new record, but we didn't expect it to be like a new world record, and actually smashing a old record by 40+ points. That was very surprising to us.
PB team out of San Diego, California, team 11-212, the Clueless. Team out of Escondido, California, say hello to team 14496, Roboctopi. Playing against them on blue, the number 4 Alliance. Let's meet them, starting out with team 16884, sponsored by Qualcomm Additive Systems, Cox Communications, High Tech, Human Capital, Staff, Servo Family, it's community team, Mechanical Advantage. And rounding out this match, another community team out of San Diego, team 23251, Triple Falls.
Yo, make sure not to start early. You're gonna press everything.
3, 2, 1, go! And here we go with the first semifinal match. Both red and blue lines are looking to target that center spike with the purple pixels. Looks like all 4 robots successfully did so. The yellow.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always think when I want it, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted. Stay humble. Now wake up. It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror. There's no friend to me. It's not working out, baby. It's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better man. Better believe in your mind, 'cause it's everything. You can hold shape by almost anything.
All the way on the left.
All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mine, don't worry.
We're gonna take purple my day. Okay, good job guys, 145. You guys are doing good. 142. Okay, on the right side. Nice job. Come back here, be aggressive, be aggressive. 125. Doing good. Okay, doing good. 118. 115. 113. You guys are doing good. 109.
Oh yeah, you're good. Sorry, I lied.
Okay. Be aggressive. 50 seconds. 50 seconds. All green mosaic. Guys are getting an all green mosaic. Okay, come back. Be aggressive. Okay, 34 seconds. 33 seconds. No.
Can you guys fix that?
Yo, can you fix this? 25 seconds.
Awesome, thank you.
Nice. 21 seconds. She's out of pixels. Get white. All the way on the right. Hang far. Hang far. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the Red Alliance with a final score of 416 points to 208. That is an incredible score. Congratulations to the Red Alliance. So that is actually a new world official record. And that's not even close. The current world record was 372. This is a little higher than that.
So Inspire Award is obviously one of the awards that I've always looked up to. When I was younger, when I started on Purple Fear, I always saw the best of the best teams always won Inspire, and it really reflected their contributions to the FTC community and just their team as a whole and their values.
Really great. I mean, our presentation, it was basically exactly what we wanted. We had a few verbal stumbles, but I don't think it really makes a big difference in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, we've been practicing for, I guess, several months now, and everyone knew their lines and what to say. So I thought we were pretty well practiced with that.
When it came to the Q&A, we're able to cover hardware, software, and outreach, so we hit everything we wanted to hit.
And the judges asked us questions that we had been practicing for many days.
They gave us like 4 minutes of extra Q&A time, so I took that as like a very good sign because it meant that they were interested in us and that we could share more about our team, and hopefully, like, if they came back later, which they did, we would be able to talk to them more and give them like more insight that we weren't able to fit into our allotted period.
Right, Fiona, how did the judging go?
I think it went good. Started out very technical, but then we moved into a lot of outreach at the end. Asked a couple connect as well, so I think it went as best as we could have hoped for.
Alright.
Here's what the judges had to say about the winner of the Inspire Award from the Franklin Division. Their three-part outreach strategy focused on the impact in their community. Fuse that with a robot that knows where it's going, and you have a recipe for success. They may seem confused, but they sure have a clue. Congratulations, 11 to 12, the Clueless from San Diego, California.
Folks, give it up for every one of these teams here today.
Yeah, so I think I really like driving because it's really cool to see how like the parts that we made like work and are able to score so many points on the board. And yeah, it's just really fun to be a driver.
Yeah, so during the game, usually it's pretty stressful because there's a lot of like uncertainties in the game, especially in the the San Diego League meets and the San Diego Regional. There was just a lot of like the robot wasn't like guaranteed to work. Kind of like there's still a lot of things that we haven't worked out yet. For example, like the reliability of the transfer system was still kind of iffy at League Meet 3. And as a driver, that's definitely a little bit stressful when you see like a pixel getting jammed inside the robot, or you're trying to like scrambling to get it out. Or, you know, it's definitely very stressful. But towards Worlds, the stress is mostly like from other teams playing defense against us.
During the actual match, it was a lot louder than I anticipated, so I had to be a lot louder than I thought I would have to be. But it worked out. They were able to hear me, and we had a few minor issues, like we waited too long to launch the drone, and we didn't communicate well enough with our alliance partner, and so they tried to make a mosaic a little bit where we wouldn't have wanted them to necessarily. But overall, it's minor things that I think we can definitely fix for the next qualification matches.
Building up to the semifinals, it came down a lot to strategy. You know, all of the robots in the fields could pick up pixels and place them at a similar time. So it came down to who can traverse the field the fastest and who was the smartest with their pixel placement. So coaching that was a whole nother level. You had to think several moves ahead, kind of like in chess, and you had to think how the other teams would play and how we were going to play it more effectively with our alliance.
Also, I mean, once you're done with the auto, there's nothing much you can do. So, I mean, yeah, you can't really, once you send it, it's kind of out of your hands. And I also had a pretty strong software team that I could rely on. So I wasn't necessarily needed to be there every moment. So that was definitely useful to have other people who are competent software members.
Yeah, so the season's been rocky, but at the same time, it's been a really fun season. It's a lot more fulfilling than the past season, mainly because I'm not doing as much shadowing and instead doing more hands-on coding with the rest of the software team.
So I guess the key to a high-achieving team is having A players who are willing to dedicate a lot of their time to this team and making it successful. I don't think that's necessarily a secret, but I do think it's very difficult to get that level of commitment from at least, 5 or 6 people. You need a strong software, you need a strong mechanical, and you need strong outreach to be an overall successful team. So I think part of our success is that we're able to foster a community of people that are willing to put in the time and effort. And I think that's very hard to do. The previous 2022 Freight Frenzy team had a lot of people who were very dedicated to it, and it definitely took a lot of effort to get new members motivated to put in the time and commitment. I think it's pretty lucky that we're able to do that and have multiple strong members across the years.
So in the beginning of the season, we decided that we definitely want to have a lightweight and fast robot and something that's not like overly complicated. So that's why we wanted to start with a small robot and make it super compact.
Because this allows us to be faster, it allows us to maneuver the field better. We did many more redesigns, completely redesigned the hang. We redesigned our drone and drone launcher, and then also made changes to the end effector to make it more reliable.
We started with this deposit system that had multiple turrets, V4 bar, and ultimately realized that there was too many degrees of freedom, and realistically we didn't have enough time to implement it thoroughly. So through this process we learned how to simplify the design, and we were able to get down to something very effective.
When we made the major deposit change, I could tell that it was significantly faster and it was much easier to work with. Easier to work with both in like mechanical aspect. It's not because it's much simpler, it's less likely to break, but also because it's simpler, it's easier to code, it's easier to maintain, it's also easier for drivers to learn. If you look at last year's design, also Freight Frenzy design, we chose fairly complicated designs. And I think one of the biggest learnings that we learned last year is that it's not the best design that wins, it's the most optimized robot that wins.
So I think that whole process was very exciting to see how simplifying the design doesn't necessarily mean the design's going to become worse. So by simplifying it, like you mentioned, we were able to become a lot more reliable. And one of our main goals from the start of the season was to have a very reliable and very robust robot. So League Meet 3 really demonstrated the beginning, and that was like the spark of our hope. We knew that after League Meet 3, we saw the potential this robot had, and we knew that with such a reliable system, and yet it's still very effective, we can still get very far. And then obviously that was demonstrated at regionals when we broke the world's record unexpectedly, and continued throughout the World Championship.
And at Worlds, there's less of an incentive to be your own alliance captain, or there is no incentive because there's no next level of competition. And
also AI citizens who we're practicing with, I've talked with them quite a bit on like Discord, on the FTC Discord, but it's nice to see them in person and see their robot.
So from day one at Worlds, we were already practicing AI citizens, and we knew that they had a really strong performance coming out of Romania National. They are the #1 ranked OPR team in the world, and we are #2 ranked team in the world. So we knew if you partner up, then we're going to have a really good chance of winning Worlds.
And we hope to be a partner with the Clueless. We think about this from home, and we was very excited when we see we and the Clueless will be in same division.
Yeah, so after we finished our last match, I remember reflecting back on 2022 Freight Frenzy Alliance selection at Worlds. I expected to have a lot more time, so I was getting prepared to like go outside and talk to other teams, but it was very rushed. We had, I think, about like 20 minutes to figure out our whole alliance, and ultimately we knew that the only way we could get out of this division was if we go with AI citizens, and we definitely did not want to play against them.
After the qualifiers, AI citizen was ranked 3rd and we were ranked 4th. So if AI citizen was picked, they can reject and pick us instead. But that was also really stressful because that also meant that other teams can pick us, and if we decline, that means we can't partner with any teams. So
who would you like to invite?
Team AI Citizens 19066 graciously invites Team 11212 Clueless.
Team 11212.
From San Diego, California, the Clueless.
All right, Clueless, you have a choice to make. You can either accept this invitation or you can become your own alliance captain. What do you choose?
Team 11212, the Clueless, graciously accepts.
And then we're also able to get Texpand. So although they were ranked very low, I did see their potential from the very start. Before the World Championships, I saw their autonomous and was very impressed with their reliability.
That brings us to our 3rd seed alliance captain, the AI Citizens. Who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
Team 19066 and Team 11212 invite Team Texpand.
Team Texpand 18763.
From Cape Town, South Africa, it's Texpand.
Texpand, would you like to join this alliance?
Team 18763 Texpand graciously accepts.
That now.
So I'm going to start a little bit earlier. When we first got to the hotel, we checked in, went down to the second floor, and we were walking around, and then we see Robokings Aurum, which little did we know that was the team we're going to play in the finals. Obviously, seeing their robot and kind of comparing ours mentally was pretty challenging because their robot tended to have like a lot more abilities than us and was a lot more complex. But in the end, I think our kind of key secret in our robot is its reliability and functionality. So that same day, the drivers landed and AI Citizens was waiting in the conference room, and we practiced against Roto2D2 and Robokings Aurum, which were the two teams that were ending up going to play in the grand finals. Those scrimmages that we had with them were not easy. We've never played on such a difficult level before. And as coach, it was difficult to figure out what the strategy was and how to beat such good teams in the world. But I think that night was very useful because we were able to review that footage and kind of hypothetically say that if we were to play them again, how do we beat them?
I mean, it was definitely nerve-wracking because every single level in the competition that we went to 3 matches, which is usually pretty rare. Usually it's like either one team is really dominant and it's a 2-0. I think for all of our matches, or all of our, I guess, levels competition, we had to do 3 matches.
Definitely did not expect what happened. Our first match was against Hawk and Roto2D2, and to be honest, I thought that would be the easier of the matches versus Roto2D2 and Robokings Aurum. So I knew that if we lost the match with Hawk, that it might be the end of our season, and that is actually how it played out. So after we lost that match, we kind of lost hope, but we knew that we made it this far. Grand finals out of thousands of teams around the world was definitely an achievement, to say the least. But we still had the very slim hope that Texpand and AI Citizens would be able to beat them.
I mean, I wasn't really expecting Texpand to win against them, or against Robokings and Roto2D2, because they're two very strong teams. But I think, again, with like going back to simplicity and being able to have a optimized robot,
very thrilling to see them win. But after they won, we knew that we still had one match and it wasn't over yet. So very stressful building up to the grand finals, match 3. We had obviously a lot of attention, and this was it. This is how I'm going to determine the fate of our whole entire season. I think we stayed calm and we just played and did the best that we could do. Our robot obviously stayed very reliable, no issues, and we were able to just show our performance and not worry about the end outcome.
Finals. So going into the finals, that was very, very stressful. And as I told David and the other and the coach and human player, I literally told them that, okay, just treat this as practice. You know, our opponent is very, very strong, and we're probably gonna lose. So just treat it as practice, because they're very, very tough.
Overall, I was fairly surprised to win that, but going into the third match, as soon as the autonomous was over, I was pretty confident that we would win because we had a 10-point lead over them, and I knew our teleop was very strong and much better than theirs, and so we could win the teleop, and that our end game was either even or slightly better than theirs, and so we could match them. So, you know, after that, I was fairly confident that we could.
I just can't believe that we won Worlds. I mean, all the work just paid off.
But ultimately, I don't think I was super nervous, because I think getting to Worlds was already an achievement in itself, and I wasn't too concerned about, you know, winning necessarily. I just wanted to, you know, have fun and enjoy the moment.
Audience, this is it. This is the match where everything counts. Starting off in the autonomous with 1 pixel placement over on the Red Alliance side, followed by 2 more, 1 yellow and 1 white. Meanwhile, on the Blue Alliance side, 2 yellow pixels followed by 5 white pixels are gonna bring the Blue Alliance slightly ahead. Oh, the Red Alliance coming out slightly ahead. 3 seconds left.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
The bell is run, folks. It's all up to this teleoperated period. Starting off with the Clueless placing one purple pixel and coming in with a yellow pixel to make the first mosaic of this match. Over on the Red Alliance, Hawk getting a purple pixel down to make a pick. That yellow pixels are covered, no mosaic coming from them. Blue Alliance in the lead, 193 to 187. Red Alliance shadowing them in scores. Go to D2. Oh, they're entangled with their sister team as they break off. That was very close for both teams. Go to D2 breaking off, heading over to the red side. Lining up, placing one yellow, one green pixel, breaking the boundary of the first level of the backdrop. Hawk coming in right behind them. One yellow pixel into one purple pixel, one white pixel. Blue Alliance still holding that lead, 149 on 231. The Red Alliance keeping them playing honest, playing those pixels as much as they can, but Blue Alliance seems to be dropping a bit on the Red Alliance to catch up. AI Citizens placing 2 pixels, moving out of the way for the Clueless to come in, placing those 2 as they move over to their human player wing. They eat up those pixels with the end game. It's all up to this, folks. We got drone shots, we have scales to make. One red drone shot getting in the second zone. Hawk getting a second zone shot as well. Blue Alliance gets to fire with 13 seconds left. These teams are playing so efficiently right now. They're reaching the second level of the backdrop for the Red Alliance as the Blue Alliance gets two level shots. It's neck and neck right now. One, that's game! Red! Blue! Let's see them! Your winner will be your Blue Alliance! With a score of 400 even points to the Reds 374!
Winners 19-0-66, 11-2-12, and 18-7-63!
I was a little bit surprised by like how many teams there are. Like I think there was 224 teams across all 4 divisions. Every team we meet are the best of the best, and like getting to see all these different teams from across the world was definitely interesting, and it was surprising that we would just see so many teams.
So I really enjoyed the international aspect just because it gives me this whole new vision. You know, I always think of FTC and think like locally in the United States and all of these good teams.
Oh, I think it's a great program, and a lot of people should get involved in it if you're interested in science and technology and you like engineering and math or STEM. And you learn a lot of technical skills, but also soft skills, how to run and organize a team, how to lead people, how to manage a budget, how to manage a timeline, all of which are very important skills. And I don't think there's really any other program like it that can provide a real-world hands-on experience.
It's really good to see all the teams out there, like from all around the world. It's crazy how diverse it is. Just for example, just in the Winning Alliance, we have 3 different teams from 3 different countries.
And it's really fun to go around and see the pits and see like what kind of decorations they have up. There's a lot of school teams that have like their school banners up, but there's also like a lot of international teams that have sort of references to like their cultures. Like
my favorite part of FTC is definitely like at Worlds is definitely meeting other teams. Like being on alliance with the South African team Texpand, the Romanian team AI Citizens. It was definitely like a really good experience getting to like communicate with other teams, learn about their designs. Yeah, I'm actually wearing a AI Citizen shirt right now.
Just thinking outside and where FTC is present, like Australia, South Africa, Romania, just gives me a whole new vision, and it really challenges me to think about all the challenges that they have when they compete in FTC. Teams in the United States are very lucky to have such resources from their schools and their parents, but in South Africa or other teams, they have a lot less resources, and they have a whole nother challenge beyond the challenge of solving the missions on the game.
We're hoping that by being able to do something on the world stage that's not like, hey, we arrived, we got some pins and we came home, but there's some good performance in it, this is such a good education platform. We don't have like a good set of technical feeder schools or robotics programs or those things. It's really just starting in South Africa. Like if we can move from 40 FTC teams to 200, it's a bit like the Romanian story as we understand it. There was, I can't remember, was it Delta Force or some other winner a few seasons back, and now it looks like the Romanian government and education system, all they've got behind it, and it's blown up big.
The source, I think the source is the school. We had a college, a very good college in Romania. We had 200 teams from robotics in Romania, and the level of competitions is very, very, very high in Romania. And I think this first championship, it's an opportunity for our students to try the practical knowledge from school.
And that's just now such a well-supported program. We'd love to see that in our neck of the woods, and be part of kind of lighting that enthusiasm a bit more.
Oh, well, I think it's great to have other, international teams and international communities get involved with STEM in first. Yeah, I definitely noticed that there were a lot stronger teams from Romania since 2022. I mean, you can look at this year's where there was a Romanian team in the Alliance Captain, winning Alliance Captain and Finalist Alliance Captain, which I think is pretty rare. So yeah, I think it's great that, Texpand winning could help spur more first involvement or first STEM in South Africa, so yeah.
But being able to play a match on the last day already for me is, wow, that's amazing. That's something we can take home and say, look, people, with a tiny budget, no technical coaches, as long as you're enthusiastic, you're willing to put the work in, you can get somewhere. And that's a message of hope, to a bunch of kids in our country. You probably don't know it, but the South Africa's unemployment rate is one of the highest in the world. And for youth under 35, it's 50%. Half of the people, the youth in our country, just can't find work. And that's very soul destroying. So if we can go back and say, look, you don't have to have lots of money, you don't have to have huge access to the professors at the university, you can do something, start a team, you don't have to be technical, just be willing to organize, start a team, we'll get support, and let's get some kids learning some skills. Just being able to even play a match tomorrow in the finals is going to help us send that message back to a bunch of people and inspire some hope.
Our hope today, I think it's also your hope and also Texpand hope, is to win the big final. We hope to win.
Yeah, currently, I mean, we're not using too much because we've found ways to not use so much funds.
Is this your sponsor?
All right, you guys had a good flight.
I go to the team because a bunch of friends joined the team. All right.
Citizens, we get to keep the coveted Benjamin Franklin champion flag.
I didn't think about it.
I need to bring a sign up like this is for Vanalina. And then do it specifically after that one. Yes. Just cause these are for my girl. These are exclusive.
Hello, First Community. Congratulations to all of you on your accomplishments. You continue to inspire us at Qualcomm. When you work together to solve problems, make waves with your innovations, and transform into competent leaders, you remind us that the future of breakthrough technology needs you.
It's the only sport where every kid on every team can turn pro. Think about how much the world needs technical people. Every one of you can take the skill sets here and go build a career around them. But although only a couple of robots are going to win, the whole purpose of FIRST is all the kids win. All the kids go home with experience and friends. So keep having fun with the robots, but just remember what's really important about this. You are now part of a fantastic, unique network of people that spans the globe. And I want it to be bigger, and more expansive, and more integrated every year, so we can go out and really have a meaningful impact on fixing the world's problems. Have a great season.
Thank you so much for letting me come out here, you guys. I'm honored, I'm excited. Most importantly, I'm jealous. Like when I was your age in high school, this didn't exist. I think you've probably figured out is the real learning occurs in the trenches, right? It's those like 3 a.m. Red Bull infused late nights trying to get the robot working.
Three blocks.
Make good this. Make good
is
hill. All hail first. All hail first. We're going down a hill. We're going up a hill.
We win it. You said we're gonna